Hello, friends. Welcome back to our short story series. In this series, we are going to share classic tales, updated and changed, based on your suggestions. In this story, Louise was getting ready to go out and play when she heard her mother calling. She knew why her mother was calling her, but she didn't want to do it right now. Louise went back and started tidying her room, but got upset when she saw all the other kids going sledding. She laid down on the couch and started crying. Then, something strange happened. Now, before we continue with our story, let's start by making sure you are comfy and take some great big belly breaths. Breathing in slowly through your nose and slowly out through your mouth. Notice how your belly rises as you fill yourself up with air. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice how relaxing it feels as you release the breath. Breathe in and breathe out. You are becoming relaxed, calm, and peaceful. One more time. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Now, let's continue with our story. The Disorderly Girl. Louise was just going out of the door with her sled when her mother called to her. Louise hesitated, for she knew that her mother was calling her to make her playroom tidy, and she wanted to go tobogganing with the other kids. She went back slowly and asked, "What is it, Mother?" "Your playroom must be put in order before you can go out to play," her mother replied. "You have had plenty of time this week to do it, but you have neglected it, and now you cannot put it off another day." "Why can't Jane do it?" asked Louise. "Jane will clean the room," her mother replied, "but it is your job to pick up the books and toys that are thrown around." Louise pouted, but she knew that she should do as her mother asked, and she took off her hat and coat and went up to the playroom. She went in and closed the door. It certainly was a very messy room. Books were on the floor and games were on the table. Doll clothes were thrown in all parts of the room. Louise had picked up most of the things when she saw from the window her little friend Clara passing the house. "Clara," she called, "wait for me. I have to put my playroom in order before I can go tobogganing." But Clara would not wait. Louise closed the window, threw herself on the couch, and began to cry, saying she thought it was mean everyone was going tobogganing but her. All at once, she saw two little girls walking toward her. They looked just like her dolls, Bella and Emily, only they were as large as herself. Louise tried to get up, but she was frozen in place. "Let us change her clothes," said Bella Doll, coming over to Louise and lifting her by one arm. "Yes," said Emily Doll, "and comb her hair." Then Louise knew what had happened. She had turned into a doll, and the dolls had become little girls. The doll girls changed her clothes with a nightdress, pulling it over her head in the most careless manner, Louise thought. Then they combed her hair, pulling it very hard. "I wonder how she likes to have her hair pulled," said Bella Doll. "She knows how it feels now," said Emily. "I think she better go out," said Bella Doll, "instead of going to bed." And they dressed her in a thin, white dress. "Now we will take her out in the cold. That is the way she does it with us." They fastened her clothes with pins which poked into her body, and after she was dressed, they changed their minds about taking her out and threw her on the floor and began playing games. "I wonder if they are going to leave me here," thought Louise. "Someone will be sure to step on me." Just then she saw a teddy bear lying on his side under the couch. "Why are you under there?" Louise asked. "The little girl who was playing with me dropped me in back of the couch a week ago," he said, "and I have been here ever since. And you will probably remain on the floor where you are now, for she never picks up her toys. She is very careless." Louise did not reply, for just then Emily Doll came over to the couch for a book and pushed Louise out of the way with her foot. Bella Doll set out a croquet set, and one of the balls hit Louise on the head with a conch. Then Emily dropped her book and said, "Come along, Bella, let us go outdoors." Louise watched them as they went out. "Oh, this is the way she always leaves her room," said Teddy Bear, for he could not see from under the couch. There were two little girls, and thought it was Louise who went out the door. "She never thinks of us," the teddy bear continued, "or how uncomfortable we might be, for she is too careless and untidy." The door opened and Bella Doll came in. She went over to the couch for her hat, and Louise saw her foot over her head. "She will break me if she steps on me," cried poor Louise, and she jumped up as she cried aloud. There she was, on the couch. She had been asleep. She got up and finished her work, when suddenly she thought of the teddy bear and looked under the couch. There he was, on his side, just as she had seen him in her dream. Louise picked him up and set him in a chair. Then she looked at Bella's clothes to make sure there were no pins poking into her. And after looking at Emily also, she put both of them in a comfortable place. Her books were put on a shelf, and she resolved never again to let her room get so untidy, or to let her dolls or teddy bear suffer from neglect. "Perhaps they do have feelings," she said. "Anyway, I'll be sure not to hurt them or let them be in any uncomfortable positions, for I was very miserable lying on the floor, thinking I might be stepped upon." And that is the end of our story. Now, say after me aloud or just to yourself. Anything is possible. I will think of others. I am calm, relaxed, and peaceful. Sleep tight.